You're welcome to our Antidote to Depression and third episode today. But today we'll be having a guest speaker. You wait and hear, you know. Even in the deepest depths, he said, no matter where I go, he said, God puts the heaven high, he said, God thirsty and below, God make my bed in hell, no matter where I go, God can never bring me. All right, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. He's here. Oh, he's here. He's here. He's here. Yes, yes, yes. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to our section on antidotes to depression. You're welcome. How was your day? How was your day? Remember, it doesn't matter how the day went. If it went the other way, just be grateful. The place of gratitude cannot be overemphasized. It's very important. Remain grateful because a living dog is better than a dead lion. You're welcome. It is time. This is 7 p.m. You're welcome. We have a lot to do tonight and we have to make use of our timing. All right. Welcome once again to our what? Antidotes to depression. You're welcome. You're welcome. We'll be having a guest speaker today. All right. Before we welcome our guest speaker, let's quickly do a recap of what we've been doing. Remember, we've been trying to understand what depression is and how to overcome depression. That's what Antidotes to Depression is all about. Okay. All right. On day one, I'm doing a recap. Maybe you're joining us for the first time so that you understand what we've been doing. This is a 7 episodes on antidotes to depression. We have done day 1 where we dropped the first antidote and the day 2 where we dropped the second antidote. But tonight, we're going to be dropping it towards the end of the program because we have to let our guest speaker give us, because she's endowed. We need to give her the time to teach us tonight. It's very, very important. So today is our episode 3 and we'll be having her. She's a teen doctor and she'll be talking on telltales indicators in teenagers, depression indicators in teenagers. So today, every parent, every guardian, every teacher, leaders, pastors, whatever you are called, you need to be teaching because a lot has been going on. Remember, according to research, we call it that depression is more between women and the young people, between the ages of teenagers and the young adults. So it's important that you learn so that you understand when your child starts to do some funny thing, you will know how to step in to help your child. All right, once again, welcome tonight. I trust God that your night went well. All right, on day 1 on our recap, we talked about understanding what depression is. And we said depression is a persistent sadness that doesn't just go away over just a day. Sometimes it persists for days, weeks, even in years. And we categorize depression. We have different types of depression. When it's mild, and we said it can be 2 weeks, and within these 2 weeks, a lot of things may go wrong that leads people into committing suicide. Because some people, when they meet unforeseen circumstances, you can't tell how somebody, there's what you call coping. When you reach coping level, if you don't build your resilience, if you don't build your stamina, you might not know how to cope when issues of life hits you, okay? So there are a lot of things. So depression means a lot of things to different people, and different people react in different ways, something like that. Okay, so we mentioned understanding depression, talked about what depression is. I'm giving a recap on day 1 as we are waiting for our speaker. Then we talk about who can be depressed. Yes, we did that. Who can be depressed? We mentioned that anyone can be depressed. The adult, the teens, the old, the rich, the poor. It doesn't matter. Anyone can be depressed. Welcome, Mrs. Patience. I'm glad to have you. Welcome, Harry Marvis. We are glad to have you. Thank you once again for connecting. All right. We also mentioned who can be depressed and what can lead to depression. So we also mentioned causes and things that can lead to depression. We say depression can be genetic when it's in family line, and we mentioned other things that can actually lead to depression. That was what we did on day 1. All right, on day 2, you're welcome, mommy. You're welcome. It's glad to have you. Our speaker is connected already. I am glad. Okay, so we're talking about the recap of day 1, and we now dropped Antidote 1 to be the place of decision, where we said, how would you help somebody when the person have not taken decision to be helped, or taking decision to take steps towards his or her recovery. So we now say that the person have to first take a decision, make a choice to seek a way out, and take the steps that the counselors, the therapist, or whoever he's receiving from will be able to be dropping. That's a way of overcoming. Then we now mentioned, we came to day 2, which was yesterday. We now mentioned the reasons why we must deal with depression. We listed all manner of things, because for you to fulfill destiny, you wouldn't let that cut short your life. We mentioned that depression can lead to physical illnesses. There's a different reason why we should deal with depression. We did that yesterday, and we dropped the antidote 2 to depression. And that antidote 2 is the place of the mind renewal. And we said that the battle over depression is the battle of the mind. So if you can win the battle in your mind, you will win it physically. And remember also that the thoughts, because we mentioned that specifically, anyone who is depressed always have negative thoughts flooding in the mind from morning to night. It's thought of depression, thought of suicide, thought of worthlessness, helplessness, loneliness, rejection, offenses, irritation. So not the person feels that there's nothing good coming out. So, and we now mention that the place of mind renewal is the place where you have to counter those negative thoughts. Remember, I'm doing a recap of what we did day before yesterday and yesterday. So today we'll be having our speaker. I'll be welcoming her. So we'll be having our speaker. I'm trying to get her along. Please give me the little time. All right. Of her time. She's endowed. I can't waste her time at all. I can't afford to waste her time. So you're welcome once again. You're welcome. All right, please sit, relax. Our speaker will be joining in a moment from now. Please relax and right. Mama, you are free to come in now. All right, it's time to welcome our speaker. She has a lot to say, so that's why I'm giving her the stage so that she doesn't waste time. All right, Mama, you're free. We are waiting for you. All right, as we wait for her, remember that when it comes to the thoughts of negativity, you have to, we mentioned yesterday that you should journal your thoughts. Remember, we did that. We say journal your thoughts if you have to overcome those negative flashes in your mind. You say journal them and begin to write a positive statement to counter them. So you put them by the side daily basis. Some people can paste it around the walls of the house so that you can see them to make sure that you counter them. Imagine when somebody says, I am worthless, I can't do this, and I know what's doing this. So you write the other part, I am enough and I can do all things. So this is a way of countering those negative thoughts. That's part of the way to renew your mind. All right. So as we wait for her, sorry for the little delay. As we wait for her also, I'll be teaching. Okay, Mama, please, can you send a request? Let me know. Oh, all right. Let's continue our teaching as we wait for her. I'm waiting for the invite. I've also sent invite. And we believe network will be a challenge, okay? So let's continue. All right, you're also welcome once again. Remember, we're talking about countering the negative thoughts with the positive ones. All right, I'm waiting for our speaker to connect. So as soon as she connects, I leave the floor for her. So as we are waiting, I'll keep teaching, okay? So we talk about one of the ways to overcome depression is to counter the negative thoughts. Because the truth is that anyone who is depressed, anyone at the verge of hopelessness, somebody that is in terrible physical pain, tell me how that person will be able to overcome. Because some at this stage, how do you tell somebody that just broke two legs to be fine? You know, that kind of thing. How do you look at a woman who just lost a husband and said all is well? How do you look at someone who just lost all he had, investment or something and said all is well? At this stage, this person needs what is called personal and inner encouragement, because issue of concern as it stands in this world is something that is normal. Every day, every month, you can wake up and hear anything happens, and that's why we have to be battle ready. You know, you don't win the battle like that. You have to be battle ready. Okay, all right. So we have to be battle ready. So let's try and resend the invite. If she's having a network challenge, we know she will join us soon, but we're not going to miss anything. We are prepared. We are prepared. All right, Mama, you're welcome. I leave the stage for you.
So I'm having a challenge connecting to Facebook. The Facebook page here is draggy, so I don't know how we're going to do it. My Facebook here is draggy. It's quite draggy.
Okay. And okay, I don't know why, but I'm trying to. Okay,
And I
Mama
think
is
we'll have
actually
more
connected on our
audience
page on
on
Instagram
Facebook.
already. Okay.
So, and I noticed that we'll have more audience on Instagram, on Facebook. So how do we do this?
Yeah. Can you try to resend?
I
I'm not seeing you on the Facebook. On the Facebook.
I can see you. Okay, can you send me an invite on Facebook? I think I can see you now.
Okay.
Just send me an invite because I'm getting my piece.
It can't even find you. That's the thing. It can't find you there. You are not online. I'm not seeing you on Facebook. Twilight viewer, we are sorry.
My other phone.
She's already fully seated in Instagram. If you're on our Instagram page,
Can somebody tell us what to do on the page?
So just relax. We're not going to miss tonight. Maybe you should try and send.
Okay. So I think I'll just start on the Instagram page, right? So hopefully God will help us be able to do this, so we don't have any issues at all.
Okay.
This other.
Yes. I have more audience on the Facebook.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
All right. All right, let's continue. She's working on the technicals, okay? So it's going to work out. We still have time. That's why we started earlier. So are we talking about overcoming negative thoughts? Negative thoughts is one thing that has helped people bound. The thought of low self-esteem, the thought of I don't want anything, maybe because of over series of disappointments, you have counted yourself out. No. One of the reasons we are putting up this program is to remind you that you are not worthless. Every man, any woman, any boy or girl that God created on earth, God made him in his own image. And if you can understand how much he has loved you, that made him send his son, you wouldn't even think of that you are worthless. Situation notwithstanding, there are times in people's life that situation begins to tell you all manner of things because of the happenings around you, all manner of things coming to you. No, there is a season that you know that you are not worthless. And if you keep following this program to the end, you will notice that before the end of the program, you are better and better. So, Mama, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Apologies that we had this hitches, but I believe that every single time God wants to do something, there's always, something to always use to remember what God has done. So thank you very much, Joy. You're doing amazing work. I'm seriously not happy. I'm not.
Okay, Mama, excuse me.
Sorry.
Okay, please can you guys drop the link of the Instagram? Please drop the Instagram link so that as many that can join, because Mama is online already. There's a technical challenge on the Facebook. That's the only thing. She's already live on Instagram. Drop the Instagram link. So copy the live and drop on the Facebook page. So please click on the link and join us on the Instagram. Please don't be offended at all. Click on the link from the Facebook and join us on Instagram, please. The link will be dropped immediately. Please click on it to join us on Instagram, please. And we're going to repost this video because we don't want to miss out. All right. Mama, please go ahead.
Okay. So I'm super happy to be here. Thank you very much, Joy. You're doing amazing, amazing work. This is one field that a lot of people are not talking about because it's easy to be sick and you see the symptoms and you walk into the hospital and you can say, "Oh, my ears are paining me. Can I see an ear doctor? Oh, I have my eyes are paining me. Can I see an ophthalmologist? Oh, I'm having issues with my private part. Can I see a gynecologist or urologist?" So it's easier to actually say this is the symptom of what's actually happened to you, and you walk in to see a doctor. But then the question is, the most important area of our life, our mental health, our subconscious, is one area that when we have issues, we try to overlook. But you know the truth? Every single thing about life, about you and I, first of all, happens within before without.
All right, Ma. All right. I think there's a little bit network challenge with our speaker. Please, can I quickly go ahead? Okay. So that when she solves what she's solving, we come back because we have just a few minutes remaining. All right. Can I quickly drop episode, what do you call it, Antidote 3? All right, some people are waiting. Okay, let me just quickly see how I can do that. All right, so that tonight we must learn something. I think our speaker is having technical challenge, which I know God is going to sort it out. Okay, so let's quickly do something tonight. So as we wait for her, we do something. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, we did Antidote 1. We mentioned what on Antidote 1. Please, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, we are doing the same thing already. So just relax wherever you are. Relax wherever you are and go ahead to learn now. All right, the one, our first antidote was what? The place of decision. Yesterday, we said the second antidote is what? That what? Mind renewal therapy. You guys are wonderful. All right, today, can you now quickly have Antidote 3? Now pick it immediately so that we go ahead, nothing can stop us. I will quickly drop it and we can continue from there tomorrow because of timing. All right. Our antidote 3 is what? Our antidote 3 is what? Our antidote 3 is what? Now, if you have to counter negative thoughts, you counter negative thoughts by writing, because yesterday we said journal it and write the positive ones and keep. There is a place of confession. So today's antidote 3 is what? Confession in faith. Not just to confess. The kind that you confess you believe. It's not the kind that you just, all is well. When you say it, you go to the room and say, where will all be well with this country? Where will things ever be ready? So this confession is countering the other one. I don't know if you're getting me. I hope you're getting me. Antidote 3, somebody put it on the comment section. Antidote 3 is confession in faith. Some people call it affirmation. But why I put confession is understand that this is just beyond affirmation. Confession, but in faith. Not just in faith means believing. For people that don't understand the word. So the faith means believing. So you're not just making a statement, but you so much believe in the statement you have made. Please type it in the comment section, antidote 3. You put dash and you now put confession in faith or confession by faith. All right. Number one thing you should quite consider tonight is to watch your language. If you want to overcome negative thought, watch the kind of language you make. I'm telling you the truth. How can you say I am enough? It's not enough to write it. That's why we can't stop that teaching yesterday, that place. So by the time you begin to journal your confession, your negative thoughts, and you journal them, you begin to write the positive ones to counter it. Then there is a place of reading it out. There's a place of affirming those words back to yourself. And this particular thing is actually what helped me so much. The time I was badly depressed. Remember, the lady that you are listening to is someone who went through depression for 3 good years, a clinical level of depression that even went through some lessons and some signs of cycle, and even some parts where somebody committed suicide, but I didn't die. I attempted suicide, but I survived. And that's why the mandate is there for me to talk about depression, okay? So if I'm talking, we are understanding so that you're not saying, what is she talking about? Is a lady who has actually gone through what is depression, and we can talk about what mental health is and pieces it. Somebody who got us rescued by herself and given the mandate to help others. So I'm walking you through what works. Even if you don't get it, if you don't get it, try to inbox us, down to DM us after this. If you want, you are going through clinical depression and some mental challenge that you don't know how to talk about it, and you're already at the verge of I am taking my life. No, you don't try it. Rather, that's my message in the message is here to bring you the message of hope. All you need to, we don't just teach you, we also counsel. I mean, I am a depression therapist. You can also reach out to us. We have an NGO on mental health, promoting mental health and emotional well-being in the society. So we are not here to joke. The program we are having with you, we are not here to joke. All right. Remember, the antidote 3 today is confession with faith, or in faith, however you want to put it. All right. So that part I'm talking about now is the part whereby you are not just making a statement, but you are making a statement believing it. Like during my own time, it got to a time after journaling, because remember, I first took a decision. I am tired of every time I'm taking substance, every time people are angry that the way I'm behaving, the way things are happening and all that. So I became so badly that even my mom, my brothers became angry because they don't understand what is happening. And that's why we are putting an awareness over depression. Because many of us that are having people that are depressed at home, teenagers, young people that are depressed, some of them are highly aggressive. And you don't even know it's because of bad emotions that they are actually exhibiting, or whatever they are feeling that they can't confine out. So they begin to exhibit it in their anger, in their attitude, and all manner. So, but how long will you continue to work out your relationship? But those days, a lot of people were like, I don't understand you, Joy. So they started, some people just break out and all manner. So how long will somebody continue something like that? I don't know if you get me. So you begin to, like those things you have Jonah, you begin to counter them with your voice. If the Bible actually said there is power, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So if you have to overcome something, you will just be prophesying it and be saying it and be confessing it. You affirm those positive words to counter the negative words. But at this time around, we are not just saying it. you believe it in your heart. So even when things are not going the way it's supposed to go, you are seeing the end of the problem. So at this place, what faith does is that it sees the end of the problem. So the person is going down, just lost this or lost this. Another person is seeing that there is a great opportunity in this. Because when you wait for God's timing, at the end, it always speaks better at the end. That's just the truth. It always speaks better at the end. So it always speaks better at the end. I'm trying to welcome our speaker. She's back. So it always speaks better at the end. Okay? So I've been able to drop to you our, our antidote 3 tonight. The place of confessing in faith, affirming positive words to counter it. Because it's not enough. No, it's not enough. It's not enough to just affirm. No, it's not enough to just say. It's not enough to say that I'm going to overcome this. It is in you to take the decision. Remember, we said it's a fight. Even when the mind begins to flash in the brain, keep telling you that this is not working, this is not working. You keep taking the full decision and that you keep keeping it. You wake up and you are at the bed at night when maybe you get to have some feelings of embarrassed that causes people sleepless night. That because at night when you're alone, when you want to rest, negative thought begins to flood your life and the mind, maybe reminding all that is not working. At this stage, that's where you need to speak. You begin to say something, and I don't care what is going on now. All I know is that my tomorrow shall be better. So because the place of confession is so important, because many of us, we say something, we do a different thing. So that's why we are putting that place faith. You are affirming, believing. That's the meaning. Confession in faith means affirming, believing. So it's only the method is that you are affirming, believing. So make sure that whatever you say, you believe so much that definitely that this will definitely come to pass. Okay, so that particular place is a way of countering those negative things. It's not enough to write them down. It's more important to put a fight against it, because you know there is a spirit behind it. There is voices speaking in your mind. There are things that are not going well. How can you tell a man that just lost his job and have kids and wife to take care of? What do you tell that kind of person? I don't know if you're getting me. So at this stage, you have to not just write it to counter it. You also counter it by faith. Praying, believing, confessing, believing. Believing that tomorrow shall be better. So at this stage, you watch your language. That's why I said number one way is to watch your language. Whenever you want to make that statement of I am worthless, I don't want it. I think the reason why this person break up this relationship is because maybe I have a problem. No, you don't have a problem. So whenever something like that flashes, you tell yourself, no, I don't have any problem. I am a royal priesthood. No matter what is happening now, I'm going to overcome. This is the part that actually helped me very well to come out. I'm telling you the truth. It gets to a time you have to go to yourself at the mirror and look yourself at the mirror and speak back to yourself and tell yourself, no, this is not my identity. I was going so down that I kept taking all manner of one manner of substance that doesn't help. So you take it, but it doesn't work. And because what I was seeking then is to end the life. But by the time you are done taking it, life is still there. God's mercy kept speaking. Because there is another life that I have to rescue, like as I'm talking tonight. So God is keeping me so that I will teach what will help you out. So no matter what has caused your depression, no matter what the cases of depression is, it does not matter whether it is the loss of a loved one, as in my case, I lost someone so dear to me, it broke me down. A lot of things about that story. But at a time I came to myself, I said, if I have to take my life, if I take my life, what would I tell? If I take my life, how will my mom feel? How will other ones that survived feel? And I came to a point, I said, let me feel the vacuum that this, my brother, wasn't able to feel as in the family. So I began to encourage myself. So at this moment, I began to ask myself, what do I do? Number one thing I did was to take decision to be out. I started seeing some doctors. I started seeing counselors and trying a way to walk through it. When I go to church, let me explain to you one funny thing about depression. Even when the person is in church, when they arrive there, by the time they are done, they go home. I see the depression is waiting for them at home. And this is the case where people publicly say that depression is a demon. Then today, remember we wanted to talk about depression in our teenagers. All right, let me tell you, a lot of teenagers and the young people are badly depressed. If you have to go back to our first day, the first day we did this program, we talked about what causes depression and what can lead to it. And in our program, we have done in schools, because our NGO have visited schools to meet with teenagers and have some kind of counseling with them and mental health awareness work we've been doing. And some of these teenagers even shocked me to see that our teenagers are suffering. In fact, they are emotionally badly down. And sometimes you look at this when you are counseling, then you are weeping. And I remember I met one of the teenagers, and that morning she looked at me and said, I just felt I should come to you. I said, okay, what's going on? And she said she wants to take her life. That's the one I saw with my 2 eyes. She's having the drugs in her bag that she has planned to take her life. And I came across her. She handed the drugs over to me. This is a teenager of like 16 years, I think. I think like 16 years old, between 15 to 16. So she handed over the drugs to me, and she was weeping. And she made mention of that when they get to the house, I said, what actually do you think that is causing this? She said, I'm very brilliant and I do well. But they don't understand that there's some things they do that is weakening my emotions at home. I will do everything I want to do, but they will not appreciate it. So that's the place of begging the parents to make sure you appreciate your teen. Remember, we made mention of talking about teens depression today. I know our speaker had a lot to say, but network couldn't let it. And we are going to repeat it actually. So please understand that the place of depression cannot be overemphasized, because you might have a teen girl as a sister. You might have a teen boy as a brother and cousin. You can have it as a parent, you can have. As this you can have. The question is, some of them begin to give some attitude. You don't know what you've done. So one of the major ones that we recorded in all our social work is the place of abuse. I've counseled even adults that were abused while they were teens, and this affected them as an adult. Okay, so this depression is more between the ages of adolescents and the young minds. I'm telling you, according to the WHO research. Okay, so we are not just joking for us to talk about come and learn how to detect it. If you put the symptoms, and when you look at these children begin to withdraw, some of them, I remember I told one of the parents, you are complaining that this child has been doing well academically and begin to go down and all that. There is a need for you to know that there is something wrong. You pay attention to this person, pay attention to the kind of circle this person is keeping, and you begin to pay attention. So for our kids, they can be depressed, and in fact, they are badly depressed. Most of them have committed suicide. Some of this suicide case is hidden from the news. I'm telling you the truth. It's hidden from the news, but people know that people are committing suicide through depression. So I will just end it there. I'm only telling you that you have to make sure that you deal with depression. Whether it's a sister, when you learn how to deal with it, even if you are not depressed, it helps you to detect who is, and you can guide them with the same steps we are giving you. What is the mission? Is to make sure that no life is lost. Is to make sure that no life is lost. So I said Antidote 1 is the place of decision. Your team and the one that is depressed, whoever it is, has first take decision to open up so that we know how to come in. So you have to decide by yourself, I want to go through this. I want to overcome this. Even if it's not depression, no matter what you are going through, you have to first take decision and overcome this. In my case, when I had physical health challenge, I took a decision. That decision, I don't even need anybody's apology. I took that decision that no matter what, I'm going to come out. You will still hear some of these stories. My life is story. In my have these testimonies all true. So these ones I took decisions. So that's why I don't want to override the place of decision. It's a place, it's a must. You must take decision. Nobody will help you to take that decision. And number two, the next thing, you begin to work on renewing the thoughts of your mind. That's major. Begin to work on what? Renew the thoughts of your mind. Begin to journal those negative thoughts that's weighed you down. Those low self-esteem talk, worthless talk. And we call it, what do you call it? We call it self-sabotage thoughts. That you think less of yourself. You don't think that anything good can come from you. You journal them out. And you begin to write other things to counter them. When you do this, you begin to watch your language on a daily basis. Making sure you are confessing life according to what you have written down. So I will be concluding for tonight. I apologize greatly that our speaker had a little bit network challenge, and it's a class and a lecture that we love not to miss. So we work on how to bring her back and we work on those things. So I apologize, and I believe you've learned something tonight. So today we have dropped our Antidote 3. confession in faith. Don't just say it, believe it. And when you want to work and to overcome something, no matter what you want to, maybe that is financial stress, no matter the situation, if you want to overcome it, stop confessing negative. You can't follow people to say that all is wrong, nothing is working in the country, and you want to enjoy the good of that land. Do you get? Because what you say has a lot to do with how what you become tomorrow. And a lot of phrase says what you say is what you become eventually, and what you think also you become. So that's why we're working on both what we say and what we think. So yesterday was about what we think, today is about what we say. And Antidote 4 will be dropping, mind-blowing Antidote. All right. Thank you once again for connecting. I am glad to have you. I am glad to have you. I'm glad to have you. And we thank God that not everybody stopped this program tonight. And we give God praise. And we apologize over our speaker. Mama, we are sorry for this, honestly. It is wrong because we're going to have you back. Once again, thank you for connecting tonight. And I hope you are really blessed. All right, see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. We'll be dropping Antidote 4, and I believe God will be helping us. I believe you are practicing already what we are learning on a daily basis. All right, I want to assure you that no matter how wrong, how bad things has been, that too shall pass, and you are not alone. We are always here to give you a shoulder, just to hold on. There is time for everything. There's inspiration to every problem. Just before you know it, give it time. That place of time heals a lot of things. Before you know it, God comes in for you. And that aspect becomes a testimony. That pain is not meant to kill. That pain is for your glory. God turned my mess into a message. That's the name of that page. So God can turn any mess into a message. And God can turn any disappointment into great opportunities. He can open the door where there's no door. You can wake up tomorrow morning to become a millionaire overnight. Anything can happen. So always be hopeful and be pessimistic, knowing that be optimistic, and knowing that all is going to end well with you. Once again, thank you for connecting. My name is Joy Energy. I'm a certified mental health and addiction counselor, the founder of Messaging a Mess with Joy. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Remember, I love you so much. God bless you. Okay.